Hello, friends. This is Dr. Lise with Building Eternal Bridges, changing the face of leadership. Listen, I have six tips that you can start right away implementing in your daily life, your professional life, to help you get that next promotion. It's not an exhaustive list, but it is something that you can get started with right away that'll help you put yourself in a great position to get promoted because you're clicking on this video because I'm sure that's what you're ready and feel like you want to do, right? So let's get started. So the number one thing to start when you want that promotion is to be intentional. Be intentional with your thoughts. Okay. And I've said this before and I'm going to keep saying it. It is so important that you decide what you want. Well, it's kind of vague to say, I want to be promoted, right? Great, awesome. But you want to be promoted in what department, doing what job, making what money. Sometimes you could very well stay in your current role if you earned more income and it did not require you to promote up, right? Sometimes you may want that promotion as well as the increase of wages. Now, sometimes we have to understand that a promotion does not mean a significant increase of income. So we need to know what we want and how we want to receive it, in what type of packaging. More money, just a bigger title, more responsibilities, less responsibilities, and more money. So that will determine how you navigate through this process. And it is a process. Promotion just doesn't happen typically overnight. Okay. It is a process that you can start today, um, getting ahead of the game. So that's number one, being intentional with what you want. Number two, being observant. Being observant. Who are the decision makers? Who are the decision makers of your organization? Who are the people that get things done, make things happen? Who promoted the last person that was announced? What department did they come from? How often is there movement in each department? All of that makes sense and makes a difference on how you're going to navigate strategically through the same organization. Do they get more promotions in one department over another department? Why is there so much movement? Is it due to leadership really harnessing on the skill set of their employees in that particular group and they're promoting more leaders? Or is there a lot of folks leaving the department for a better opportunity? So you have to be strategic, you have to be observant, you have to know who are the decision makers in your organizations because it's not just your coworkers who will definitely more than likely root for you to move up. Some won't, but some will. But they don't hold the power to make that determination. And those are the people you want to know, you want to meet them. Well, where do I meet these decision makers? Because a lot of the power ballers don't walk down in around, the hallways, or I don't run into them in the bathrooms, or I don't stand beside them waiting for the water, doing the water cooler talk. So where do I meet them? And I'm going to tell you very simply, a lot of times, watch your organization's emails. Watch announcements. Great opportunity to meet people at corporate sponsored events. You really want to meet them? Get on a committee and start volunteering. Often, more than not, that's where you're going to see more folks in leadership, more people of that have influence in your organization. Always at a community event, always at a corporate sponsored event. A lot of times, your coworkers won't even bother going. They're like, nah, that's too much for me. I don't want to hobnob with all those people and kissy face. And that's great. That's less competition for you. but you take advantage of a free ride to start meeting people. Now, when you meet them, what do you do? What do you say? Typically, when the big ballers come around the office, most people kind of hide, want to duck for lunch early and all of that. No, when they come around your office, you want to introduce yourself. You want to say, hello, I've seen a lot of your emails. I've seen you in the correspondence newsletters and things like that. And it's a great opportunity for me to meet you. My name is, and I am here in this department. I perform what job for you? I love what I'm doing. I find great pleasure in it. But you have said something in your last video or email or written correspondence that inspired me to move forward. And I'm looking for more opportunities to, work with people like you, in enhance day to day type of relationships. So, I'm going to keep on volunteering. I'll talk to you later. Okay. And that's what you want to do. You want to make an impact on them. Let them know that you're in it for the long term. Let them know that you are watching, you are observant, you are in the know of what's going on in this organization. And you're just not begging for promotion, but you really are vested in the well-being of this company or organization at large. Okay. And so you want them to know, hey, she's really been looking at my videos or reading what I wrote. And that's a good thing. You don't have to be so impressive that it's obnoxious, but just that little bit to say, hey, I'm watching you. I'm your audience. I'm watching you because for the most part, leaders feel like, hey, nobody's paying attention to me either. So they just do stuff and put out type different correspondence just to do it, just to say I did it, right? So it's good to know and get that feedback that someone is watching, paying attention, and feeling inspired by something they've said. And you can leave it alone. You don't have to keep them there because they're really just passing through, but they want to be hospitable to the people and cordial and all that good stuff. So you don't have to hold them hostage. Say what you have to say, introduce yourself, and then let them leave you. Okay, but leave you very impacting. So when they come out the office, they'll say, that young lady, they may, even where they're going, they may inquire, to your boss's boss, hey, who is that young lady that was just right there? She sits in the second row there. Oh, that's so and so. Okay. And then from there, he may say, hey, you guys need to start working with her. So that's number two. You want to be observant. You want to know who the players are. You want to be there. You want to not kiss butt. We're not saying that, but we definitely want to network with people who have that has the pen. The pen is mightier than the sword type thing, right? And we'll go further into depth in how to strategically do that in another video. But that's just something you want to keep in mind. The next thing is self assessment. This is a perfect opportunity to do some self assessing. A lot of times, even leaders already in those C suite positions, they don't do enough of this. This is a valuable tool that you're going to use for the rest of your life in personal relationships and professional relationships. Okay. You want to self assess. It's not enough to say, hey, what do you think of me? And hey, what do you think of me? Because a lot of times people don't want to tell you the truth. Okay. They don't want to hurt your feelings, but you want someone to tell you the truth. But more importantly, you want to look in the mirror and tell yourself the truth. Now, I'm not talking about negative self talk at all. You have to know, like what you're good at. I wrote a book called The Leadership in You Transformational Change that sticks professionally and personally. Okay. And so in this book, I'm talking about the self assessment, being self aware, and how important it is to stay out the danger zone with negative talk. Okay. I'm talking about understanding what you're great at, knowing your triggers. Everything that you are good at is specifically for you. It's a benefit to make you stand high above the next person. Those things that you're not so good at, you have to determine if they're if investing time in those things will help you build character, or is it just a lost cause where I'm not supposed to be good at this, somebody else is great at this, so we're going to pass it on there. But if it's going to help enhance your character, why not improve in that area? Okay, there's always opportunities to improve. It's always a good opportunity for you to determine how you are presenting to those who are decision makers. Okay, those who have your future, so to speak, in the immediate palm of their hands. You want to know: do they smile when they see you? Are they negatively impacted by your presence? Now, we're not talking about personal stuff, because a lot of times managers and leadership, they'll get into their personal feelings about somebody and they'll determine, I don't like them. We're not talking about that kind of stuff. We're really talking about your work ethic and your character. What are those things within your work ethic and your character most important to your supervisors or managers or directors? Okay, you want to make sure you're holding up your end of the bargain of why you're getting paid and while you're on this team. Why are you doing the things that you do? Is it according to policy, or is it just something we've made up because it's more convenient for us? You want to be someone who seeks knowledge, and you want to be known as that's me. Okay, you want to be that expert on different subject matters. And you want to be able not to hold it for yourself, but be willing to share your expert. It is no good to have information and you withhold it from others. So you want to not only empower yourselves, but you want to empower others. And I'm gonna get back on that. Okay. Number 4, you want to keep receipts. Keep receipts. Think about those things you have contributed to your organization, various departments, various groups, and you want to keep a running tally of those things. Sometimes I've heard people say, I don't really know how I got, what I've done. I've done so much. Well, what are those so much, right? What are those things? I need you to be able to say, hey, the company had this particular event. I was present. I worked on this committee. I helped pass out water. I stayed there from beginning to end, or I contributed 5 hours of my time on a Saturday. Whatever it may be, you need to be able to provide receipts. The name of the organization maybe that the company partnered with, the reason for the outreach. Was it to help with children? Was it reading stories during story time to local schools that had literacy problems? All of that is important to moving you forward. And so I want you to think about those things. Keep receipts from now on. If you can go back in time within 6 months to a year and think about what you participated in, that will be great. And start even printing out the flyers, just your involvement, even if it's a running tally. You want to know. Number 5, you want to know the gatekeeper. Be aware of the gatekeeper. Usually it is your supervisor, your immediate director, someone you report to directly. Now, this can be tricky, so be careful with this. It's a slippery slope. Sometimes folks that's in a supervisor position or management position, they may not have a desire to move up. They may want to just coast where they are for whatever reason. Doesn't make them a bad supervisor or manager, but they've made some decisions to say, hey, I'm good at this in this role right now, right here. So how I would determine if that is the person you need to go to start helping you groom for your promotion would be to ask them, inquire from them how they moved up. What motivated them to move up? Was it just an empty spot and someone recommended? Or did they have a desire to serve and help other people? So start asking them little questions about their own experiences with the company. Do they see themselves moving up higher? What's their timeline? And the reason why I say be careful, because sometimes A lot of people get in their ego, in their feelings, and they don't want you to surpass them. And that's just the reality of it, right? They're like, wait a minute, she's eager. They'll start assessing your skills and comparing them to themselves and say, wait a minute, she's going to pass me up. So I'm not going to be as forthright with information that could be helpful. So you have to use some wisdom into determine if that is the case with this particular direct supervisor or manager that you have. So be careful. You don't want to offend them, but at the same time, your future is in your hands. Your future is no one's goal but your own, right? You can't stop because someone has a ego hang up. That's not a deterrent for moving forward in an organization. You don't take no for an answer no matter who it is, right? So if your supervisor or someone you directly report to is not that eager go-getter person, it doesn't mean they don't have anything of value to add to you moving up, because they're going to give their input. So you don't want to rock that boat, but you can definitely start looking at and engaging in conversations with others higher up, or maybe their counterparts or someone in the organization that's willing to take you under their wing and help you. You will get a very good idea as to what needs to happen, what area you want to go in. You may find that the area you're currently working in is not where you want to be as you progress. So you got to know all the areas of the organization, find an org chart and see who's doing what. I would like that. I was told by one of my managers years and years ago. She said, what makes me most valuable is that I move around. I move around within the company. She said, I never stay in one position more than 2 years. And over the years, she had been there for a long time. And over the years, that 2 year, 3 year, moving around gained her knowledge. It gave her an opportunity to meet more people. So her decision making sphere expanded. More people were able to see what she brought to the table. So that may be something strategic that you could consider, even if it's a lateral move around so you can gain more insight of the company and more be of more value, okay? Because you've expanded your horizon, so to speak. The final tip, the number 6 thing you want to do is start working the role. Find a HR job posting about where you want to go. Remember, number 1 was to know where you want to go. Be clear, be intentional about the department you want to go in, about the role you want to promote to, how frequent are they promoting. There's some jobs, some organizations, some departments that don't promote often unless it's a retirement or a death. So those kind of, areas you may want to maybe ask to volunteer, shadow somebody just to get the working knowledge. You may want to see how you can implement that superior level of expertise in your daily role, right where you are today. So it's just a plethora of things and ways you can start promoting. But these are some good 6 tools that you can start today where you can decide to help you along with this promotion process. And then here's the golden ticket on this next one, right? This is a bonus. The bonus is ask. Ask. There used to be a time where you didn't ask for a promotion until you have been there for some years. Well, that's the thing of the past. The only thing I'm going to say to that is make sure you meet and exceed the expectations on the job that you're currently doing. And you're doing it with the track record with numbers. Numbers. Okay. How have what you've done exceeded or helped your current department? My job, I've increased sales by 48%. within a 3-month period of time. The second quarter, I increased sales by 68%. I have increasingly assisted this company to do blah and make blah happen. So you have to see and paint your value, and it takes a little time. Okay. But when you walk in the door of that new job or you get that new role, you start assessing immediately, start taking notes immediately of where you are and where you contribute to where the company or department is going. Okay. I hope these 6 tips have helped you. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Tell me some techniques you've used over the years to get you promoted. How long did it take you to promote? Did you tell your supervisor that you want promotion on the new job right away? And give me some strategies and tips that can help the group on promotion. Also, if this video found you and it gave value to your life, I hope you use these tips. Let me know what happened, and let's go from there. But like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. I would appreciate it. You guys have a great day.